What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today I've got one last spoiler for you. Now, don't feel sorry for me, ladies and gentlemen, because you see, I thought I'd shown you all my spoilers when I showed you Captain Ironhide and Battering Ram. And then I got a couple more spoilers, and that was wonderful. Don't be sad that it's over. Be happy that it happened. Plus, I think I've made it pretty clear to the folks over at the Transformers TCG that I will always be willing to do some spoilering. What have we got today, ladies and gentlemen? We've got Laser Cutlass. And I like this. Now, you might remember that the last card that I spoiled was Energy Pack. And Energy Pack was a card specifically for big bad Transformers, for characters that had 11 stars or more. Well, this is a counterpoint, ladies and gentlemen. Laser Cutlass is for little ditty baby Transformers who don't have many stars at all. Now, it's got a blue pip, nice for defending decks, not so nice for attacking decks. And it's an upgrade weapon that gives you +1 attack, which is nice. It's a bonus. And it reads, put only on characters that have 7 stars or fewer, pierce free. Pierce free means that you do at least 3 damage when attacking, but not more than your attack total. The way I like to phrase it is, pierce guarantees that you do damage equal to either your pierce or attack, whichever is lower. So if you've got pierce 7 but attack 5, you guarantee 5 damage. If you've got attack of 7 and pierce 5, you guarantee 5 damage. So the question really here is, firstly, which characters are going to want to use this? And secondly, is pierce free and +1 attack enough to make this a viable card about which we can get excited? And the answer to the second question is, with some caveats, it is better than the alternative. So one of the best cards we've got in terms of pierce is Energon Axe. Now, Energon Axe, and this happens a lot in the game, it's better in some ways, worse in others. So it's not got as much pierce. It's pierce 2 rather than pierce 3, that's kind of annoying. But it gives you +3 attack rather than +1. But you can only put it on damaged characters. Now, if you're rocking Captain Ironhide, you can wait until your character's damaged and then swap it in. Yay! But outside of that, it's a little bit awkward. Energon Axe is a phenomenal card when you've got damaged characters. But if you draw it too early, it's just clogging up your hand. It's not doing any good. So Laser Cutlass, in terms of pierce, is better. In terms of attack, is worse. But you can put it on any 7-star or fewer character. You don't need to wait for them to be damaged. Now, what is weird, and I'm sure some of you have already realized this, it is literally Fusion Cannon of Megatron. It gives you pierce free. It gives you +1 attack. It has a blue icon. It is Fusion Cannon of Megatron. Except you can only put it on characters that have 7 stars or fewer, rather than only putting it on Megatron. And to answer the next question, you're probably going to want to ask, yes, we do have a Megatron that has 7 stars or fewer. It is the Megatron that came around in the Wave 2 starter set, the Bumblebee vs. Megatron starter set, Cybertronium Tyrant. And I don't know about you, but I for one think it's kind of cool that they're the same card and that there is one character that can actually use either of them. But here's the thing. Fusion Cannon of Megatron is supposed to be good. It is a character-specific upgrade that is designed to be a good, useful thing to reward you for playing Megatron, because unless you're playing like a double Megatron deck, I was so hoping Cybertronium Tyrant would be a 5-star, so we could play treble Megatron, no such luck. And unless you're playing a double Megatron deck, then you've got this awkward thing which can be put on some characters but not others, and then you're playing maybe 3 of them, but there's only 1 Megatron, or you're only playing 1 of them and you don't find it, and it gets super awkward. Whereas Laser Cutlass, you just play a bunch of weak characters, and this fits on here rather beautifully indeed. And if you're not Megatron, you don't have such good options. So of course you've got Piercing Blaster. And Piercing Blaster gives you pierce free, but it doesn't give you the +1 attack. And remember, your pierce or your attack, whichever is lower, will be the limiting factor in terms of how much damage you're guaranteed. So you might give yourself pierce free, but you might need that extra attack to bring yourself up to the threshold to actually take advantage of the pierce free. Now, Piercing Blaster does have the white icon, I'll give you that, but outside of that, I think Laser Cutlass is a better option. And really, Piercing Blaster is the best one we've got. There are a couple of kind of awkward ones. So, for instance, we've got Crushing Treads, which is only really for tanks anyway, which gives you pierce equal to your defense. But then, of course, you've got pierce equal to your defense. But if that gets too high, then your pierce is higher than your attack, so your attack is limiting your pierce, and that gets kind of awkward. And then we've got Thermal Weaponry, which gives you pierce 1 for each blue that you flip, but that gets super awkward, because you need attacking an orange to build up your attack, and this builds up your pierce. And one more time for those in the back, you are guaranteed the amount of damage equal to your pierce or attack, whichever is lower. There's no point just bumping up your pierce. Well, this does a little bit of extra attack while bumping your pierce. So I really like this for pierce decks. I love the blue icon giving you a little bit more survivability. I love that it boosts your attack, and I love that you get pierce free. But it's only for characters with 7 stars or fewer. Now, one of my favourites of these is the RC from Wave 1. Don't play it with RC, because RC has pierce equal to her attack. There is no point boosting RC's pierce. You only need to boost the attack. Now, we do have Flame War in Wave 1. Flame War is a character I am very much in favour of, because it's got decent stats and 2 good abilities. And it's only a 5 cost. But really here, there are 2 categories of characters that are going to make the best use of Laser Cutlass. From Wave 2, we have Combiners, and from Wave 3, we have Micromasters. Now, not every Combiner is 7 stars or fewer. You've got the Dinobots, who basically cheat, because Grimlock allows you to put characters you own from outside the game into your KO area. So your Dinobots generally are a little bit beefier here, as evidenced by Grimlock himself rocking 9 stars. And then we've got the Sentinels, where we've got Optimus Prime Gleaming Commander, that can put cards you own from outside the game into your KO area at the beginning of the game. And again, Optimus Prime is sitting there rocking 11 stars. But outside of that, you're getting all the Combiners. And that's kind of tasty. So if you take something like Predaking, for instance, you are made from 5 different Predacons. Take Headstrong as a nice example. And all of them now are going to be able to get pierce free. Predacon Headstrong has an attack of 3, so you don't need to worry about boosting your attack. You whack a Laser Cutlass on there, you're doing 3 damage. And then you got Predacon Rampage, who's got an attack of 3, so you whack it on and you're guaranteeing 3 damage. Although, interestingly enough, in alt mode, you've got pierce 2, an attack of 2, so you're guaranteeing 2 damage. The issue becomes when you combine. Because when you combine, then all of a sudden, you cannot use this. Predaking's got many, many more than 7 stars, 25 to be precise. But right up until you combine, it's good with basically all of your characters. And then in Wave 3, we're getting Micromasters. And Micromasters are, by their very design, characters with 4 or 5 stars. And that's been told to us by the design lead of the game. They have 4 or 5 stars. That's what we get. So if we take Raider Detour as an example, you're sitting there rocking 3 attack and then 6 health, 0 defense. It ain't lasting very long. Now you've got a really nice tap skill that lets you draw 2 cards. And what's cool is you do that when you scrap a blue icon card from your hand. And just saying Laser Cutlass totally has a blue icon. Just putting that out there. But again, you've got free attack. Now, free attack's actually quite high for a Micromaster. But remember, all you need to do is flip 1 or 2 orange icons and you'll get up to free attack. So here, you're rocking a tiny little 4-cost character. You've got stealth while untapped in alt mode. So you whack a Laser Cutlass on and you're guaranteed free damage and you've got an attack of 3. So you're just doing free damage. which is a lot more than a lot of Micromasters are going to do when they get round to attacking. I'm not saying that this is some kind of magic must-play in every deck card. What I am saying, very clearly, is that if you want Pierce, especially with a blue icon, and you're playing some little decks, by which I mean decks with little characters, this is really good. It's a fusion cannon of Megatron for small Transformers, and I for one think that's pretty gosh darn nice. But I'd like to know what you think, so please do let me know in the comment section. Go nuts, be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, and follow me on Twitter at the Wossy, where we talk about Transformers and a bunch of other games. Huge thank you to the lovely folks over at Wizards for giving me a couple other spoilers. I am absolutely delighted. Those guys are wonderful. And don't worry, they know I'm always here if they need me. But as always, the most important thing, look after yourselves till next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Ross, and you've been watching Wossy Plays.